Hi everyone, Toni here from Scrap Crazy with Toni. I'm bringing you a quick make today, one of my quick lazy scrapping sort of quick makes, but it's for the White with One design team. So this month, and happy May, I can't believe that we're already into our 5th month of the year and it just seems to be flying by, but thank you very much for being here. It's going to be just a very quick layout with a little bit of different mixed media and stuff like that. So the challenge this month is forest green. So forest green. Now I've got a few green products here. So the bonus mystery items leaves from a Twitch It Craft kits. I've just got some Kaiser stuff. That one says heritage green, but same old, same old. And that's pretty much it. I've got some thickers here as well that I'm going to use to make some words. So I've got a general idea of what I want to do. However, as you know, we do like to just sort of wing it and see how it all turns out. But hopefully it'll be okay. So what we need is obviously our forest green and White with One. What we want is for you to have predominantly white with an extra color. So this one is forest green. This month we want leaves, letters, and paint. So I've got my leaves, I've got my letters, and obviously the paint. All right, so let's jump in and get started. So I'm going to use this fun photo of my boys a few years ago. We took some photos out at a local watering hole in the rainforest. So I thought that would be the perfect photo for this type of layout. So I've got a glass mat, so you can use a crafting mat if you need to. If you've only got like a rubber, you know, one of those green rubber cutting boards, cutting mats, it's probably best to use a craft mat to do this sort of stuff. However, because I've got my glass mat, it means that I have that extra flexibility of being able to just wipe it off when I'm done. Now I sort of want to go from corner to corner here. And I'm just sort of doing it fairly roughly. I'm not making it too precise. So I love this style of blending brush because they're really hardy and you can bend them and flip them and, you know, they just soak up and they blend so much better, I believe, than the other style with. So I do have a few, don't get me wrong. I just like these better than these. Okay, so that is going to be the stencil. And I'm just going to add a bit more colour in there by going over the top now as well. Just helps to break up some of that stuckness. Now you see here's actually just a line, that's a corner. So we really want to blend that out, because we just don't want a stark line there like that. Oh, perfect. There we go. Then we can go over that. Now I'm not going to go green all the way to these corners. I would like to leave some of those as the white. Again, just very roughly making sure that there's not a corner there. And then just roughly going between the middle as well. Now this is where the craft mat and my actual glass mat really comes in its own. So with a simple wipe, I can then pick up all the colour off that. And it's better if you have something that is actually reusable rather than disposable like I'm using. You're much better off if you've got a wipe, just re-wetting the wipe and keep going over the top. Instead of using a tissue, just grab a microfiber cloth or something like that to dry it. Much better sustainable than what I am doing. So that photo will pretty much be put here in the middle like that. Now I'm not going to add, just looking around, I don't think I'm going to add any pattern paper. I'm just going to leave this a pretty simple basic, you know, stencils and some colour and that sort of stuff. So again, that's how easy that stencil has come up. Completely clean, done. Now I'm not going to dry it because it, you know, it's plastic, you can dry on its own. I'm just going to put it aside. Okay, so that's going to go there. Now we want to put down some paint. So I put down the photo on top just to make sure that it's sort of evened out and where I sort of want the green to be. I'm actually pretty happy with that. So I'll take that off again. Now I'm going to do a bit of a flick onto the paper. This is only a new a new paint. We were very lucky at the end of 2020 that a craft shop has opened up locally, and it means that I can just duck down and grab something, anything that we need. Hunter and I can grab whatever we need when we need it, rather than waiting a couple of days to order and then arrive. Now I'm just going to use a bit of a splat. There we go. Now of course I've put way too much paint on my mat. Now even though I am trying to cover just that middle and where we've put the green, I will just go outside that line just a small bit. So I still want to keep these bits here white, but I'm just extending it out a little bit from there. There we go. Now again, with the craft mat, we can just wipe it up with a wipe. So I'm just going to quickly take as much off there as I possibly can for now, just for the sake of the video. Usually I would go and put that under the tap straight away, but I've taken as much off there as I can, and that will actually last me a little while until I can get it to the tap. Now, of course, wiping it over like this, you can do that with your normal craft mat as well. You can also pick it up and take it to the sink if you need to for your craft mat. Obviously, that's not as practical with the glass mat, which of course you can pick the glass mat up and take it for a scrub if you need to. I just don't see the point or the need to do that, because once I've wiped it down here on the spot, it's done. So now we sort of need to grab a bit of heat and dry that. So you can either just let it dry naturally overnight, or for the purpose of the video, I do apologize, it's going to get a little bit noisy. I'm just going to dry that very quickly. Now, I probably won't dry it all the way through. I might actually grab a tissue and blot a few of it off as well, because I don't like the way, see the page is starting to curl already. I don't like the way that the pages curl when you've got the heat gun on it. Okay, I am definitely absolutely loving how that is turning out so far though. Just look at the detail in that. Incredible. Lovely, lovely detail in there. And you can see that where I have added the extra green just brings out that extra depth. Okay, so grabbing a tissue again. Now please don't crucify me for my wastage. I do promise that I am supposed to be getting better at this. I do use a microfiber cloth or a couple of microfiber cloths most of the time, but in videos it's just a little bit harder because it means that I am up and down, you know, changing or going to the sink and stuff like that. Okay, so again, see the bend in the cardstock. Now, to actually help with this bend in the cardstock, either when if you wanted to put this paper aside for now and do something else, simply putting it underneath the mat and just laying it there for, you know, a good 24 hours or so, and that would actually fix up that warp. It would make it much, much better. But because I don't have that time, we're going to get started straight away. I really, really do like that. So because we're going to do things a bit different to normal, how about just thinking, I do like, Hunter and I bought this actually a few months ago at the start of the year. I do like that extra design. Not sure if I want to get the same green or a slightly darker green. Maybe a slightly darker green to match that heritage. So we still need to stay within the rules of the challenge. Evergreen. Evergreen is a forest green, isn't it? Okay, which way do I want to? Probably this way, I think, the shiny side. Okay. Now I'm just going to dive in and I'm going to commit to this. Whether I like it or not, we'll find out when we're finished. Now remembering that some of this will be under the photo and some will not. That's actually not bad. That's pretty cool. Definitely different. I'm not so sure about how I can try and not have the square lines though. That's better. Much better. See how I've sort of got a bit of a square line there? Maybe if I just add that in. Yeah, that's way better. And then there's one here as well. Let's fix that up too. Yep, there we go. No more square line. What do you think of that? That's actually really cool. I'm happy with that. Okay, so then that just means that I need to add a little bit more up here as well. Remembering to keep some of that area white. And making sure that we don't have anything square happening. That's cool. Okay, again with the white, just wiping over. So personally, when I go through with my blending brushes, when I'm done, I just wipe off with the wipe. I know that quite a few people will go and wash it up with some hair conditioner, run it under the tap, wash hair conditioner with it, and it certainly does get all that colour out. But I find that if I just go over it a few times over and over again with a wipe, again, I'm a lazy scrapper, remember, I take the easy way out. If I find an easy way, that's what I'll do. So I will finish, that's just an example, but I will finish washing that later. So then if you do fully submerge it in water, please be very careful. Try not to fully immerse it in water. But if you do, you do need to dry it hanging upside down, okay? Because we don't want the water to get in the bottom of the bristles there. So do dry it upside down. Okay. There we go. So we've got that extra element now. Again, all of this is just with 2 stencils and some paint. That's all we've done. We've created a very fun background, hopefully a foresty background, to put the photo on. Now I do have some pre-cut chipboard in here. I'm thinking I might put onto the photo just to raise it up a little bit. Now to make a 3D effect and pop up, it's entirely up to you how you go about doing this. You can use your foam tape, you can use foam that's in like a full sheet and cut it down. I've just got some pre-done cardboard here in front of me that I'm just going to throw on instead. Now, quite a lot of my scrapbooking, I have had people mention the fact that I don't add a lot of tape to my projects. It's not about the fact that I don't add tape to it, it's actually that I double adhere everything. I do add tape, but then I add glue to everything. Since we're in central Queensland in Australia, the weather can be very up and down, especially in summer. It's very hot and humid, and therefore the extra bit of tape and glue being together combined is really the only thing that actually sticks and keeps these layouts from falling apart in the next 2 or 3 years. I've found that the layouts that I did with only tape fell apart. I've been scrapbooking, I'm now 34, I've been scrapbooking since, and had my own room since I was actually about 16. So over those years, I found the only ones that have really stuck and have not fell apart are the ones that have got glue and tape on them. Now usually I like to use Express-It tape. Today I just happened to have a Culture Creations one. Obviously that was just the one that I pulled out of the box when I ran out. Okay, so that's that. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different. Now I haven't actually done this before myself. I don't know if I've even seen it done, but we're just going to wing it now. And I'm going to use some words, some letters obviously, because we've got our leaves, we've got our paint, and now we're putting on the letters. Now I want to come up with a few different words to write down. That might be, oh, I'm a little bit stuck with my ink. There we go. Now let's write down a few words that are predominantly boy themed, especially something for a forest. So let's go adventure, explore, wild, boy or boys. Let's go tough. We might even do forest, because why not? We want rainforest green, so let's go forest. Now there are a few E's in there, so that's a little bit of a concern, but let's have a look and see how we go with these letters. Now I sort of want to put them, you know, I sort of want to make a bit of a, I don't know, I sort of want to make a little bit of a border or something like that with them. But to be honest, I really am not 100% sure what I want to do. Now, I'm going to add some extra glue on the side of my mat here because, again, like I said, being in Central Queensland, things don't always keep their stick. And I find that thickers most certainly do not keep their stick. They're the first things that will actually fall off. So I'm going to go adventure and I'm going to go backwards. Now this is probably the boring part and I apologise. Feel free to fast forward and come up at the end of the video. I will not be offended if you decide to do that. Now obviously, because I don't want to put my face or my head in the back of my head in the video, I cannot even see where I'm sticking these letters. I do not know if they're straight, but as I've said in other videos, I'm a boy mum. I am very, very organised and structured in my normal day-to-day life. So when it comes to my crafting, I'm a little bit freer and don't care as much as maybe I should about being perfect and straight and having it all exactly how it needs to be all the time. But however, if you want to measure and you want to draw a line to make sure it's all nice and straight, then absolutely please do. Now again, like I said, I am doing this and making this page on behalf of the Commitments to White with One challenge. And this month is Forest Green. So it is May 2021 and we're doing Forest Green. If you would like to make up your own layout, then please do. Add that to our Facebook page. It's just White with One challenges. Add that in and you'll be up for grabs for a fun prize. Also throughout the year, we do online crops on Facebook, which have lots of different prizes and different challenges as well. Although it is all still in the White with One category, so things still need to be White with One. This year we are holding one every 3 months. So we'll be holding a summer, autumn, winter and spring. And each crop we actually have different design team members that will be contributing to the actual challenges themselves and the prizes. you will find my challenge in the autumn crop. Okay, so we've got Adventure and Wild. Let's go down here now. We might go Explore. So I do have to be careful with my E's because I've only got 3 E's left, and there are only 3 E's on our list, so I should be okay. Now, like I said, I actually haven't done this before, and I haven't actually seen it done by anyone else before either. But what gave me the idea to make a layout like this with the plain, you know, the base mixed media, and then adding in all the letters, was just the fact that we put down all this pattern paper so often, and then we stick layers upon layers upon layers, and then we throw on, you know, tags or flags or something like that. And I thought, you know what, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I want to do the same sort of concept but different. So layers and layers of the paper, of the colors. So there's, you know, the leaf green, there's whatever that stencil's called. I don't even know what, Scratchy, I think it's called. Scratchy, and the paint, and I wanted to layer that. So instead of using the paper, I've used that to just layer. And then instead of using title words or, you know, embellishments to try and add onto the page, I wanted to give the letters. It's just something a little bit different, and so far I'm actually really quite enjoying it. So far, I think it's turning out not too bad. And let's be honest, if you are watching this video, it's because I do like how the page turned out, and I'm willing to share it. I have not made a video yet though. I will admit that I haven't made a video yet that I disliked so bad and so horribly that I decided not to share it. I have done a few where I've had a bit of Mondayitis, and I decided to still share those videos anyway, whether it's on my Facebook or on my YouTube. I have still shared them anyway because it's so important that everyone knows, all crafters know, that we all go through the same thing. Yes, I am a DT on a couple of different things, so I help out with the Twitch at Craft Kits. I'm here on White with One challenge blog. I'm also on Lasting Memories Layouts challenge blog as well. But that doesn't mean that we're not all human, and, you know, at some stage things go wrong or mistakes happen, and it's okay. I think it's very important anyway that that sort of stuff is still shared. I quite often have my teenage son, whose birthday is very soon, it's actually this month. I quite often have my teenage son in the bedroom next to me, yelling and carrying on with his mates on the PlayStation. And then I have my younger son that likes to walk in on videos and have a conversation, and, you know, walk outdoors and slam doors and go play with the dogs and make all sorts of racket, which again is totally fine. Now I've got Tough and Forest left. I'm just trying to decide whether I put them up the side or if I keep going underneath and on the top. What do you think? I might go, because on the side it's going to look, on the side, no, I think we need to keep going with, yep, that's what we're going to do. So what we're going to do, we might do Tough down here and then Forest up the top. Okay, that's what we're going to do. along with my boys, obviously I also have birds. That was a cockatoo or a galah just carrying on then. And a lot of frogs. I do Zoom crops with some ladies in America, and quite often, so we do them twice a week, and quite often they'll be like, Toni, what is that animal out there? And it's usually a bird or a frog or some sort of other insect that's making quite a racket. I do have a window right in front of me, and because my phone is recording just up here, it is right next to the window, which means that it gets all the breeze, the trees. I actually have a little tiny rainforest in front of my window, which is relevant considering what page I'm doing right now. So you do hear those palm trees and stuff like that, and bushes and stuff blowing out there. Oh, I added a bit too much glue on that one. Whoopsie daisies. Okay, and then we'll put forest up the top. Now we're going to work backwards because we need our letters to match up. Now, please do go over to the White with One Facebook page and have a look at the amazing creations from the rest of the DT. We have so many incredibly talented team members this year. Well, we have them every year, to be honest. But this group gel very well together, and we all have very different styles. So I'm on the lazy scrapping style. I do try and do a little bit over the top every now and then, but usually it all falls apart and I have to go back to basics. So actually a good example of that was February. So we had a beautiful challenge of like a pretty pink in February, and I was so excited. I think I was just too excited. I was far too excited for that challenge. I had way too many ideas, and every idea was not coming together correctly. And I actually threw out 3 different bases. 3, not kidding. Threw out 3 different bases that I had already started, and nothing was working. So I stopped, walked away, went and had some lunch, came back and went back to basics. I just did very plain, simple, like cardstock and a couple bits of pattern paper, and that was about it, because there was no way there was anything else was going to come out of my creation with doing that, because I was done. But anyway, that's all right. We're now into May. I've shared plenty of projects since then. Hopefully you'll go on and have a look and check them out. So I'm just sort of lightly tapping just to get off any of the excess glue. Not that it really matters, because of course the glue will dry anyway and you won't be able to see it. Now I actually really like that. I don't know if I want to add anything else to it. I do have the leaves that I can add to it if I want to. I'm not sure if I do want to. I actually think I might just leave it as it is. I don't think I want to add anything else to this. So let's cross out forest, and those words are done. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to add anything else to that, to be honest. Now, I am actually really loving this. I know it is plain and simple, and you may think that it's probably not enough for a design team project. However, I'm really enjoying that. Have a look at the detail on there. Forest, wild, and adventure. Explore, Boy and Tough. I actually think I might just leave that there like that. So again, I used the scratchy template. I used, what's that one called? Wander and Find stencil and just a bit of paint. So there we go. Nice and simple, nice and easy, and of course the thickers for the letters. So again, this is the May 2021 White with One challenge. It is forest green, so white with forest green, plus we want to see leaves, letters and paint. There we go. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed, and hopefully you've got some inspiration to go off and make your own. And please do share with us if you get any inspiration from myself or any of the other design team members. Please do let us know, share with us, and definitely make sure that you enter on the Facebook page to be eligible for prizes. And don't forget that we have our online crops coming up a few times each year too. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, happy scrapping. Thank you very much.